up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to another video where I'm going to be showcasing a very solid Ultra League team that I think has already started to catch on in the Go Battle League. But this team was not designed by me. This was designed by a very talented player whose name is A Mind Joke, also known as Alessio. And he is a fellow content creator, so I will link his channel in the description. And he came up with this squad of Alolan Sandslash, Jellicent, and Giratina altered form. Now, I'm running the standard Sandslash version because I don't have a good shadow that I've built for Ultra League. But I have the rank 1 normal Alolan Sandslash, so I'm using the normal version. Alessio runs the shadow version, A Mind Joke, and he hit legend already with that team. So I'm trying to get on his level. We're a ways away still this season, but we're going to try and get there eventually. And here we are, Alolan Sandslash versus Cresselia was the lead. They swapped Zard, so I don't have an obvious answer to Charizard on this team. Gonna swap. I chipped with the Ice Punch, and because it landed, I swapped Giratina. Oh, I think this opponent plays this really weird. I throw the Claw. They shield, and then check out what happens here. They get super greedy, and they try to double up, and then they didn't get a single claw off, so not sure what happened there. They had so much energy, man. They had so much energy, so that's one of those games that we will take. And this is 24-81. We have fallen. We fell like 200 points running some nonsense in the single type cup, but now we're trying to climb again. And here we go. Sandslash against Jellicent. Positive matchup for Sandslash. Jelly can hold its own because it's not super threatened by the charge moves. It's really just the Shadow Claws that chunk over time. Versus Shadow Ball is a little bit more threatening, but we actually call a Surf Bait. That's pretty good for us. Another move coming through. I'm going to shield this one because it could potentially be a Shadow Ball, and it is. So this game going well so far, making the right calls. We get off a Drill Run here. I think he's still one off Surf, so I think we can even farm down, yeah. I want to preserve my Sandslash rather than just let it get farmed down by the Scrafty, so I swap out into Giratina. Of course, this isn't a great matchup for Giratina, but it's not as bad as Sandslash. So we're just gonna chunk away, throw our Dragon Claw. Of course, Dragon Breath Giratina gonna be able to pressure some fast move damage here. And this is the move set that A Mind Joke was running on his Giratina, so I just used the same one. If you want to experiment with other Giratina movesets, Giratina, of course, has multiple viable movesets. And we actually get a shield, which is really good for us. Now I can wait out my full timer. I have a lot of energy banked on Sandslash, but I'm going to come in with Jellicent. And there is the Nidoqueen. So, excuse me. Frog in my throat. Toxicroak in my throat. But we're going to combo play here with the energy we have loaded on Sandslash. We're in a pretty convincing position at this point. I didn't think this was enough for Earth Power, so I'm going to let this go. We're going to have a move loaded for Mr. Scrafty. Probably only going to get to one move, so should have probably just done the Drill Run, but it is what it is. I think Ice Punch would have been enough anyway. That's why I threw Ice Punch. And here, I'm going to make sure to no shield. Not a huge deal, probably wouldn't have mattered, but a potential lose con, right, in these types of situations could be getting baited with a pup, and then they land foul play. Now, even a boosted foul play probably wouldn't have KO'd, but those are the situations you don't want to play to your potential lose con. Sometimes I'm really good at that. I'm really good at playing to the lose con, but I try to not be. Something you want to be bad at. A rare thing that you want to be bad at, finding the lose con. Sandslash mirror match here. I go for the Drill Run. After playing this matchup several times, you'd be surprised how many people bait. So I stopped shielding very often. This guy's going straight for a Drill Run. We don't know who wins CMP, so I catch on my Jellicent. And this is a little awkward because we make the catch, but he actually is very smart here and stores close to a move and then goes in with Ampharos. Gonna get off the liquidation here. He's one off. He doesn't throw immediately. I settled for X-Scissor, but I probably should have gone for the liquidation. Because I could have got there. I just wasn't 100% sure if I win CMP or not. That's why I didn't throw it. Thunder Punch gonna knock us out. Debating what I want to come in with. I decided to come in with Gira. I get denied, but that's alright. Thunder Punch. They probably just blind through Thunder Punch, so we're able to Dragon Breath down, not take too much damage. I catch on my own Slash. I catch the Ice Punch, so it's a really nice catch. And it was actually like a CMP swap. Because I apparently CMP'd the Ice Punch. It doesn't KO. And what's in the back? It's a Charizard. So this is kind of awkward. But getting off this Ice Punch is really nice. And he actually takes it, which is interesting. And now that he's taken it, I recognize I'm most likely not going to need to throw any charge moves. Throwing a charge move, he still has 2 shields, right? So all throwing a charge move would do is give him 1 extra turn of energy. So there's really no reason to throw a charge move unless I had gotten to 3 Dragon Claws. And I only got to like 2 right at the end there. So no reason to throw a charge move in that predicament, in that situation. Next opponent, Sandslash into Drapion. Solid lead. It's good that Giratina's avoiding this. The only problem with this matchup is, of course, the Shadow Claws are resisted. So you're not really going to be able to farm down Drapion after the drill run. He puts up a shield. So this tells me he might be double weak to my Sandslash. Going for another drill run here. Let's see what the opponent decides to do. They take it this time. I've already gotten the shield advantage, so I don't really want to shield necessarily. I'm debating here. I know he's only at 1 residual Poison Sting. So what I decide to do is just take my shield advantage and Dragon Breath down. And check out what happens here. Top left. Because Drapion had to have been his... not like it had to, like by law or anything, but based on the top left, Drapion had to have been his strongest answer for Giratina, and then he just realized he was in a bad spot. Uber Judgment, terrific battler. I remember he beat me recently. I don't know if it was today, or if it was this game, but I safe swap Golisopod. Golisopod typically will act as the safe swap for me in bad leads. Its typing allows it to be... Its typing and moveset allows it to hit most things for super effective, so it's a really solid safe swap in my opinion. There's not a whole lot that's going to hard wall it. And a lot of the things that do hard wall it, like Wall Rain or well, no, not Wall Rain. Like Jellicent, I was going to say, yeah. Like Jellicent hard walls its charge moves, but it's also taking super effective. So, from its Shadow Claws. It was kind of weird that Uber Judgment elected to, like, chip and then go Mandibuzz, because Mandibuzz is just such a hard punish here to Golisopod. And the unfortunate thing is I can't catch, because if I catch, then I just lock my Sandslash onto the Giratina, or Deoxys, I should say. Dark Pulse coming through. Sandslash takes it on the chin. I throw right there. Expecting DD to come in. Do I throw a move to chip it, maybe? I do. I have the Ice Punch, so I decided to chip it. Oh, I think it might be Guzzlord in the back. Oh, and I get a shield. That shield is huge. Guzzlord. So apparently, I think King IV made a video on this team, and we saw it a few times. So this is kind of awkward. I decide to use my last shield here, I believe, because the idea is I'm a little bit ahead, so I can force his last shield, and then maybe I can, like, farm down, throw 2 moves at the Deoxys. Unfortunately, Guzzlord is going to get to a second move. Will we be able to farm down? We do. Is there any way we can get off a claw? We don't. And I was trying to swap out, and I wasn't sure if I had just spammed the claw, if I would have got it. But watching it, look how close this is, too. We actually reached the Ice Punch. Sandslash, can he do the impossible? No. Not quite enough in a very good game there. Good game to Uber Judgment. I was really wondering after that game if I had committed to tapping the claw, if I would have gotten it off. And watching it for a second time right now, watching it for a second time for the first time, I think I literally fainted as I reached the claw. So I don't think there's any way I would have gotten off that claw, even if there was like some sort of one-turn mechanic at play. But that is a 4-1 with the squad. And one thing I really like about the squad is Golisopod's safe swap seems to give people issues. So not a great lead here for Sandslash. We go straight into Golisopod, which is like our harder answer. So normally it's not what you want to do. But check out what happens. He swaps Registeel because in his mind, right, like Registeel has Zap Cannon that can basically one-shot. This should be a good matchup for Registeel. But giving me this much of a head start and us getting the defense fell, this is not going to be comfortable at all for Mr. Reginald Steele. I'm simply going to shield up the Zap Cannon here. Because if I can get my Giratina aligned with Swampert, like it's not a super dominant matchup for Gira, but it's a pretty solid matchup. I'm going for another liquidation here. I wasn't sure. You know, Exeter probably would have been enough, so I probably should have thrown it, but I decided the safer play was to just shield and then farm all the way down. We get very lucky with no Zap Cannon debuff there twice in a row. Very fortunate on our behalf. In comes Cresselia. And this is weird, to say the least, because I don't want Swampert to sweep my backline up a shield, but I also don't want to give up Switch here, because I feel like I can just do a ton of chip damage with Golisopod, and then I just have Giratina on Swampert. The lose condition is Swampert sweeping my back line, which is a concern. Gets off the Moonblast. I just stay in, force him to expend a Hydro, and this is good for me. Just forcing Swampert to expend Hydro, because Swampert's going to need to get off 2 Earthquakes to knock out Giratina here. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. There's the first Earthquake. Throw my Claw, get the final shield. Because let's say he barely gets to another one. I just need to make sure I can farm down or get to an Ice Punch on Sandslash. Another move coming through, and it's just a Hydro Cannon. I do believe the opponent had the Earthquake there, but they probably were feeling like their only win condition was Hydro KOing, because then they could outpace the Sandslash. Because if they Earthquake there, from their perspective, then they probably just get Ice Punched and lose. Next opponent, Charizard lead. Not the most fun matchup in the world for either side, really. I'd say probably less fun for the Sandslash, because you're the one that's at risk of getting one shot versus Charizard can take a move pretty comfortably. So Charizard takes the move. Such a tough call. Is he going to bait? He doesn't bait, so a good shield. Go for my Ice Punch here. He makes a terrific catch on Tapu Fini. And I don't have an obvious answer to Tap Boost, so I think I decide to chip first before exiting. And yeah, I'm thinking like, that Charizard has energy. It's going to be kind of tricky. Like, what's the best course of action here? So I think what I decide to do is take a Surf and save my energy. And then go Golisopod. I know this is a Moonblast, but I also know Charizard has about a Blast Burn, so I figure Blast Burn does even more. The problem with that decision is now Charizard combos, and I'm forced to shield a Dragon Claw with all this energy. Get off my Liquidation. So we've got like 2 charge moves plus a Pokemon, and he's got a fully healthy Pokemon behind 2 shields in the back. What is it going to be? It's a Swampert, so this game is not over. I go for the X's or bait. You know, probably should just Liquidation here for the debuff potential. I combo with this, and I think this is a misplay. Because as you're going to see, what happens is I get Mud Shot down. So I was probably better off saving that for later. My neighbor is calling me. We come in Golisopod, we throw our X-Scissor. And if this lands, like, suddenly Swampert's getting kind of low. Yeah. And this is really amazing for us that they aren't able to Mud Shot down. And at this point, I just feel like there's way too little health for Swampert to close this out. Swampert's going to have to Earthquake here. And unless it can get to another Earthquake, this game is over. Or if Tapu, like, magically has a Moonblast. But this should just be a Hydro Cannon since they just Earthquaked. Gira takes it on the chin, and Tapu is not going to enter the battlefield since it's at like 1 HP. And that's another win on the board. This team has been very solid for me. It's been even more solid for Mr. A Mind Joke, the creator of the team. Okay, I was kind of slow to react there. This is a really awkward situation. So, as we know, Steelix has access to Earthquake, which would pretty much one-shot my Sandslash. So, as I throw this Claw, I'm realizing, oh wait, I don't want Steelix to completely farm me down. I get completely walled by Steelix. So I actually stop tapping, and I let the opponent throw another Breaking Swipe at me, and he recognizes what I'm doing, so he undercharges. I also don't want to run the risk of like losing Switch, so I just wait for a while. And then I throw this so I can escape, and I decide to just hard swap in Golisopod. Now this is really risky, but they swap in Rayquaza, so it works out. If they had like a really hard punish, or if they just had like a counter user in the back where they stayed in, I would have been toast. But we lure out Ray, and now I can just sack this because my Sandslash is really good against both of the remaining Pokemon. I get off another Liquidation, and this is kind of wild, as you're going to see Golisopod beat Rayquaza. Like, that should not happen. But we were up a little bit of energy. Over farming here. Steelix has a ton of energy. I've kind of lost count, but I shield to be safe, and luckily we make the right call. Gotta go for a drill run here. I feel like baiting is kind of unnecessary. I feel like we're at a pretty good spot after shielding the Earthquake. Build up to 2 drill runs and throw. Also throwing on good timing. 7 turns, or 7 Shadow Claws versus 5 Dragon Tails. 14 turns versus 15 turns. For my next drill run here, I know he's getting close to a move. So I go for the catch, and I make the catch onto Gira. We still have our Gira, right? Better use it for something. He Psychic Fang baited, so wasn't the best catch in the world. And at this point, I'm just going to call that he has to go for it, because I didn't feel like he'd have enough energy to bait me and then still get to Earthquake. Maybe he did, and I got lucky there. But we'll take the win, bro. We'll take the win. Next opponent. Tough lead. Let's see if we can overcome it. This is not looking good. This is not looking too good for us. Yeah, this has probably been the toughest core to beat with this team. This one's running Snarl as well, which is not as bad for Golisopod, but kind of bad considering we're probably not going to be able to win this matchup. And it's going to be even tougher to like clean up with our other Pokemon. Getting that Liquidation debuff is kind of nice because at least I'll be able to like force a shield. But I already shielded, so it's not like we're going to get shield advantage per se. Liquidation coming through. Will Mr. Mandibuzz commit a shield? He will. And once again, like, it's such an easy catch there that I could make, but I can't just lock my Sandslash onto DD. That would not be good. Dark Pulse coming through. At this point, I'm anticipating it might be the same team as last time with the Guzzlord in the back. So I'm playing it kind of the same way because of how close the last time was, where I Ice Punch the DD for some chip, then I'm going to go straight Giratina. And unfortunately, it's a Snorlax in the back this time. So, this is not looking too good. Kind of triple countered. Dragon Breath Gira doesn't do too bad against Snorlax since neither Pokemon can really charge move, pressure each other, and they both fast move pressure each other. If you're wondering why I shielded, I mean, I was in a pretty bad spot. I felt like maybe an only potential win condition would be like they outrage or earthquake me and I shield it and then I come out with energy. So if you're wondering why I shielded, that's why. I was trying to play to a potential win con. I don't even know what that was because I don't think he even had the energy yet. So that was kind of a dumb catch. I think I kind of recognized the game was over at that point. Let's say I do catch a Body Slam on Snorlax. Like, I don't think that really changes anything as well. Or catch a Body Slam from Snorlax onto Slash. And there you have it. That video kind of flew by. But I hope you guys enjoyed. One more shout out to a Mind Joke, who's actually a teammate of mine now, as the EU Emperors have joined Stadium Elite or Go Stadium. So, teammate, fellow content creator, and I was definitely impressed with how well he was playing this team. He was just playing it to a T, and I think he was getting a lot of like favorable team comps. Like, he read that this team was pretty good in the meta, but even the teams where he was facing unfavorable team comps, he was just playing absolutely out of his mind, and that's how you hit legend this early in the season. Make sure to go follow me on Twitch as we slowly climb to legend for this season. We've got, what is it, like 67 days left? I'm still confident that we can hit it. So stay tuned for the legend push. Go follow me on Twitch. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment down below. All comments help out the YouTube algorithm. And all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.